What is up, Knucklehead Nation? I am here again in the nice mid afternoon here, interviewing Dylan the Butcher Ludwig, who has an upcoming fight at FightersRep 18 against, let me bring it up right here, Chaz Lewis. How you feeling, Dylan?
I'm feeling great, ready, excited. I just can't wait for Saturday.
Yeah, man, take me through. How's training camp been?
Everything's been good. Just, doing our best to be on top of everything that we need to be on top of. Always improving. It's our main goal every time we step onto the mat every day. We're always improving no matter what. And
As
so
we were,
going forward into that. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, 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 go right on ahead. Sorry about that,
Oh,
sir.
no, you're good. I was just gonna say, just, with that mindset, it helps preparing for fights a lot better. And my confidence is at an all-time high right now. And I'm very, very excited and I can't wait to put on a show.
Yeah, man, we were even discussing a little bit before, man. Other than your last fight, just unfortunately, I can't always be at every fighter's rep, but I've seen you from your first fight basically until now. And man, it's been an awesome progression because you have not had any easy fights, I'd say. You've been given some really high level opponents. And now I'm pretty sure even one of your opponents you now train with under Raging.
Yes, yes, Raymond. Raymond was my second opponent. And after that fight, little time went by, and then Rage reached out uh, to come down to spar. And from there, we just clicked. And I couldn't be with a better team. I couldn't ask for a better teammate. I couldn't ask for a better coach. Like, I feel like I've fallen into the perfect situation for myself, and I'm blessed for it every single day.
Yeah, man, I absolutely love that team and love Rage. I've known Rage actually even before I ever worked with Fighters Rep. Um, Honestly, like back in the old school Gym Crashers days, and he's always been a cool dude. And getting to see like just his crop of fighters and the EYR division and where it's gone and where it's been in the past years has just been an awesome development, man. So when I saw you went over there, I knew you were in good hands. That's a great camp. So take me through how would you say being with Rage has kind of changed your style and even just how you fight in general?
Uh, Man, where to start? Uh, Going over there, I learned a lot. Um, After my fight with Raymond, I kind of got lost a little bit. I went a little bit on a depressive episode,
Hmm.
sort of say, just, two losses back to back. It was kind of rough, wasn't really feeling too confident in myself. And, when they reached out to train together, I was super excited because, it was kind of like my way of like, all right, let's get back into this. This is what I need. And then they kind of just broke me down back to why I started this all and what the big picture was behind it. Because along the way, I forgot what the big picture was and what the most important thing was. And that was I do this because it makes me a better person. It makes me happy. It makes me, excited to wake up every day to go through the intense training no matter what. Because at the end of the day, after all of that, I just feel this sense of relief, this sense of accomplishment, this sense of just giving it my all and being proud of it and not half-assing. And that's the biggest thing that I'm thankful for those guys is because for a little while I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't even know if I was going to fight again after my fight with Raymond, just because I was lost. And I feel I was in a situation to where I was invited to be brought back, and not only be brought back, but to um, to be evolved. Like I feel like I've completely outgrown who I was just within the last 6 months of training with Rage, and I feel with his style, it's perfect for me, and it's exactly what I want to do.
I would say, man, everything's worked out, man. That's an awesome story. I actually didn't even know that. You know, I
Ye-
I'm absolutely a guy that loves like any underdog or anybody who just comes back from a struggle. So I'm really glad you shared that with us. And I think, switching the style to, the EYR division and the one bell, one round type system
Yeah.
definitely worked out for you.
Yes, absolutely. And like I said, I can't thank those guys more like every single day. I'm just so grateful to have those two in my corner backing me, two people I can truly trust to get me to where our goal is, and that's to be the best in the world.
Yeah, man. Take me through. What is it kind of like now having the guy who almost ended your fighting career is now you like one of your main training partners, as we've heard the old saying goes, iron sharpens iron. So take me through that, man.
You know, it was it was a really cool experience just because after our fight, um, we didn't really communicate too much until that day to spar. And then after we sparred, I kind of got to know Raymond a little bit more. And uh, he shared his ideologies with fighting and how he looks at it and how he presents it himself. And it made me realize like that's the kind of mentality I need to have. That's the way I need to go into these fights. I need to go in there and like you said, one bell. That's our goal. It's what we want to produce every time we get into that ring, that cage. No matter where we're performing, we only have one bell, and that's the best part. And he was able to explain it in a way that I was able to intake it to the best of my capabilities and show them that I'm understanding what they're asking for me. And yeah, it really is cool because it was kind of like starstruck. I just fought this guy. I had watched. I actually watched his next fight after against Brian Anderson or Brendan Anderson. I can't remember the name. When he got the knockout in the first round. Then after that, I'd watched him fight Cam, and so I was like, all right, cool. My two first opponents are fighting for the title. It kind of made me feel a little bit better about my situation. Um, and so just to see those two guys go in there and perform the way that they did, it it gave me a little bit of encouragement to kind of start going back to training. And then once those guys reached out, that's when I knew it was like I have to do this. I'm meant to do this. This is what I need to do. And because of that, Raymond has been very encouraging with just me improving as much as I can, and making sure that when I get in there, that's my ring, one bell. That's our goal.
Yeah, man. We were discussing before. You have not been given no easy fights so far. There's some guys who get lucky, but unfortunately, you're a guy that pulled out one of the tougher ones.
Yeah, I'm grateful for it too, just because I have this idea that everything happens in life for a reason, and you know if I didn't have fought Cam on that first Fighters Rep card, who knows how long it would be until I had gotten onto the card. And then if I didn't fight Raymond, I would never have met Rage and Raymond himself, and then just like I said, everything happens for a reason for us to come together to be this team and march forward. It feels like a movie almost, it's the only way I can explain it because everything the way it lined up, it feels like a Rocky story.
It really does. It really does, man. And one thing I did notice again that I haven't mentioned from your first fight to now, man, I'd say a physique change a bit too, man. Like
Yeah.
you were in, I believe, a little bit of some heavier weight classes, and then now, like, you look like your average guy off the street. Like, okay, see your normal guy at the gym going out there. Now you're this jack shredded dude knocking fools out. What happened?
You wanna know something? It's kind of funny. When I first started training over there with Rage and them, their goal was to help me get down to lower weight class. Obviously, because I'm a smaller, shorter guy, a
Hmm.
little bit short of a reach compared to the guys in the heavier weight classes. And it's funny, my nickname's the Butcher, but recently I've actually gone plant based, and that's actually helped me a lot, kind of shed the weight. I feel good. I feel better than I have before. I haven't been this weight since high school, which is kind of cool. Um, but yeah, I don't know what I was doing fighting at 205. I just wanted to fight and just prove myself, or even like I said, just getting that opportunity and just taking it, you know, taking that risk, even though I knew I was giving up so much. And then in the next fight, still with the 85, it's my last opponent was 6'3". in FightersRep, and yeah, it's kind of hard fighting those tall guys, but I love it because it's a challenge, and that's what fighting is. It's like the ultimate challenge that you can have, and so I wouldn't change it any other way. I'm kind of glad I did it so I can learn from those mistakes and go into my next fights or my as my career continues being smarter and finding out a natural, more better way for myself.
That's awesome, man. Plant-based. That's really interesting. What are some changes you've noticed since going plant-based?
The best one is probably not having the feeling of like a heavy stomach
Mm,
throughout the day. Like I remember all the time, every time if I were to like eat, I would always eat 2 hours before training, just because I don't like having anything moving around in my stomach as I'm going. And with this now, I find myself like eating like an hour, 45 minutes before training and feeling completely fine. I feel my energy is super efficient, uh, many different ways. It's crazy. Like my cardio is gone completely up compared to my two fights. I mean, you see the progression with my stamina through those fights, and I would say those are probably the two biggest things. Oh, and I just feel happy all the time too. That's the other small little thing. Just a lot happier.
that's awesome, man. Love to hear that. Well, you got a tough opponent coming up in Chaz Lewis, man. Let's get in a little bit about that, man. What are some pros? What are some cons you see in your opponent?
I'm expecting my opponent to be fast. I'm expecting him to have a pretty good amount of power. But at the end of the day, like I said, I go in there and I'm gonna make this a fight. I'm gonna do what I do. I'm going to march forward. I'm going to live by the one bell mentality, and that's what I'm gonna strive for.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, I won't take up too much more of your time, man, because I know you've had a busy training schedule. You got fight camp, we're almost to this fun time of weigh-ins.
Yes,
Can
sir.
I get a prediction out of you and maybe a few shout outs, any sponsors, training partners, friends, family, I don't know, a pet?
For prediction wise, I'm gonna go in there like I said, one bell. That's the mentality I'm gonna have in there. I'm gonna go for that knockout in that first round. It's what I live by. It's what I it's what I've been training to do, and I'm going to do my best to replicate that in there. And I'm gonna go for that. Um, Shout outs wise, shout out to just everybody who's ever showed any support. The shout out to everyone that tunes in for every fight card. Without everybody tuning in, buying tickets, just showing up, we couldn't put these shows without you guys. And we're thankful that we can do that so that way we can show you what we want to do and why we do this. And also shout out to my coach Rage, shout out to Raymond. Um, yeah, I just, you know, that's all I got.
All right, man. Well, Knucklehead Nation, you're not going to want to miss this one. Dylan the Butcher Ludwig taking on Chaz Lewis at Fighters Rep 18 this Saturday, April 22nd. This is going to be one banger of a fight. Like I said, I've seen Dylan compete multiple occasions. He always brings the fight, and he definitely likes to stick to that one bell, one round mentality. Man, I wish you the best, and I can't wait to see you this Saturday.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time, sir.